Imagine pouring a cup of hot water into a freezer, only to watch it freeze before cold water. Now imagine a glowing ball of electricity silently floating through your living room before disappearing without a trace. Or waking up after an accident with the sudden ability to play the piano like a professional, even though you've never touched one before. These sound like scenes from a science fiction movie, but every one of them has happened in real life. Science has answered some of humanity's biggest questions. We've walked on the moon, mapped the human genome, and even photographed a black hole. Yet some mysteries continue to defy explanation. Despite decades, and in some cases centuries of research, scientists still don't fully understand them. Today, we're counting down 6 of the most fascinating scientific mysteries that continue to puzzle researchers around the world. These aren't myths or internet legends. They're real phenomena that have been observed, studied, and documented. Scientists have proposed theories for each one, but no single explanation fully answers every question. So let's begin with a mystery hiding inside something as ordinary as a glass of water. Imagine you're in a race. One runner starts ahead, the other starts behind, yet somehow the runner behind crosses the finish line first. It sounds impossible, but something surprisingly similar has been observed with water. Most of us learn that cold water freezes faster than hot water. It seems obvious. Hot water has farther to cool down, so it should always lose. But under certain conditions, experiments have shown that hot water can actually freeze before colder water. This strange phenomenon is known as the Mpemba Effect. Although similar observations date back centuries, the effect became famous in the 1960s when a Tanzanian student named Erasto Mpemba noticed that a hot ice cream mixture froze before a cooler one. When he mentioned it, he was laughed at, but after repeated experiments, scientists confirmed that under some conditions, it really can happen. So how is this possible? Researchers have suggested several explanations. Hot water evaporates more quickly, leaving less water to freeze. Differences in convection can change how heat moves through the liquid. Dissolved gases may escape from hot water, altering its behavior, and the way ice crystals begin forming can also differ. Each theory explains part of the puzzle, but here's the catch. None of them explains every experiment. The Mpemba effect doesn't happen every time, and scientists still debate exactly why it occurs when it does. A simple glass of water still refuses to follow all the rules we thought it should. But if freezing water sounds strange, wait until you see what thunderstorms are sometimes capable of creating. Imagine you're sitting inside your home during a thunderstorm. Suddenly, a glowing ball of light appears in the middle of the room. It doesn't explode, it doesn't fall, it simply floats through the air, silently drifting past furniture before disappearing as if it never existed. It sounds impossible, yet reports like this have been documented for centuries. Unlike ordinary lightning, which lasts only a fraction of a second, ball lightning is described as a glowing sphere that can remain visible for several seconds. Witnesses have reported balls ranging from the size of a golf ball to nearly a meter across. Some are said to glow white, blue, orange, or even green. They may drift slowly through the air, move against the wind, or vanish without leaving obvious damage. Others have reportedly ended with a loud explosion. Ball lightning has been reported by pilots, sailors, soldiers, and ordinary people all over the world. For a long time, many scientists dismissed these stories as misunderstandings or optical illusions because the phenomenon was so rare and difficult to study. But over the years, enough credible eyewitness accounts and a handful of recordings have convinced researchers that something unusual is happening. So what creates these mysterious glowing spheres? Some scientists think they may form when lightning vaporizes materials in the ground, creating tiny particles that continue to glow. Others suggest they could be caused by plasma trapped inside magnetic fields. There are also theories involving microwave radiation generated generally lightning strikes. In laboratories, researchers have managed to create glowing plasma balls that resemble some reports, but none of these experiments fully reproduces every feature described by eyewitnesses. That's the problem. No single theory explains why ball lightning can appear in so many different situations, or why it sometimes seems to pass through windows, change direction unexpectedly, or disappear without a trace. Whatever ball lightning really is, nature is still keeping part of the answer to itself. But not every mystery comes from the sky. Some may be happening inside your own body every time you take a pill. Imagine you're given a pill that contains absolutely no medicine, no active ingredients, no chemicals designed to treat your illness, just an ordinary sugar pill. Yet after taking it, your pain begins to fade, your symptoms improve, and brain scans even show real changes inside your brain. It sounds impossible, but this phenomenon has been documented in scientific studies for decades. This is called the placebo effect. A placebo is a treatment that has no active medical ingredient, but in some situations, people who receive one still experience genuine improvements. Researchers have observed placebo effects in conditions such as pain, nausea, Parkinson's disease symptoms, and even some aspects of depression and anxiety. It's important to remember that a placebo isn't a cure for every illness, and it can't replace proven medical treatment, but in certain cases, its effects are surprisingly real. Scientists believe that expectation plays a major role. When you truly believe a treatment will help, your brain can release natural chemicals, including endorphins and dopamine. These substances can reduce pain, influence movement, and change how your body responds. Brain imaging studies have shown that placebo treatments can activate many of the same brain regions involved when real medications work. But here's the mystery. Why does belief have such a powerful effect on the body? Why do some people experience strong placebo effects while others experience almost none? And how can expectation trigger real biological changes that scientists can actually measure? Researchers understand parts of the process, but they still don't have a complete explanation. The human brain can influence the body in remarkable ways, but humans aren't the only ones with incredible abilities. Every year, millions of birds travel across entire continents, somehow knowing exactly where to go without a map or a GPS. But what happens next? Well, you'll have to stick around for part 2 to find out. So subscribe and turn on notifications, because the next part gets even more interesting. See you there!